I'm joined in Studio 2 by HyperGiants. There's no "the" in your name, as I was very kindly told. Not that I made that mistake, but apparently it's a common feature.
It's no biggie, though.
Excellent. You're very welcome to Near FM.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks a million for coming in.
Thank you.
Tell me, you've been a band now for how long?
Well, this has been a version of a band for a year and a half.
That's an interesting way of describing it. Tell me what that means.
Well, we've been in bands before, but they've broken up.
Right.
You know, right before we were able to.
So together, you've been in bands.
Yeah, we've been in different bands together.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of seems that the fourth member tends to leave and go into a more successful band. That it just seems to be the curse.
Yeah, Fight Like Apes, the Barley Mob.
Right.
Yeah, they're all have ex-members of ours, so we decided to go with
Metal
tribute.
Issue.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
People leave us and become famous.
Yeah.
so we're just sticking with the three of us.
Why bring that up?
Anyway, so you've been together then as a band here for an hour and a half, a year and a half.
You're doing amazing there.
An hour and a half, booked it now. Year and a half. What has gone on in that time? Tell me.
Well, we went to number 1 on the iTunes rock charts recently.
Really?
Start of February.
February.
That is a really big accomplishment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the first song we're going to play tonight. Is
So
Love
for
Souls,
our first
and
single, number 1.
First single, number 1. It was on the
Wow.
iTunes rock charts. We were number 1 for 24 hours, 12 or
3
24
days.
hours.
Doesn't matter how
We
long
went in
for,
at
really.
number 93 on
Yeah.
Friday, and we were like, yes, we're in the
Yeah.
charts. We were really chuffed with that.
I
Genuinely.
remember when 52
And,
was amazing.
Yeah.
That was like number.
Somehow it ended up at number 1.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, we were really chuffed with that.
Yeah, it was real fluke. It was through Facebook and friends and family and people downloading.
Big it up, man.
And
Talk
all
it
the-
up. Don't talk it
Say it
down.
was a fluke.
No, well,
It's a
then,
good song.
it was.
Millions of fans and-
It is a good song, but when people started seeing it,
That's like saying, no, we're just really lucky.
well,
We're rubbish, but we're very lucky.
He's very humble.
we were featured on the front page of iTunes and stuff, so
Nice.
that kind of helped. And then
Were we?
yeah,
That's nice to know. You're very surprised about that.
I never pay attention.
It's a nice surprise, though, I guess, isn't it, to be featured on the front
Yeah.
page of iTunes.
yeah.
It is.
Well, we've been recording our debut album for about a year, on and off, just kind of getting the tracks ready. And Lost Souls was our first song that we wanted to put out because it was
The first one we had ready.
it was one that, like, if people would get into Lost Souls, they would get into the rest of the album very easily.
Right,
It's
yeah.
the hardest song.
It's the hardest song to like for.
Oh, that's kind of a dangerous thing to do then in some ways, isn't it?
Yeah, but
well,
no, like, we weren't running any risk because it's what we want to do. Like, we're not kind of there to make loads. Well, we'd love to make loads of money, but like,
Yeah.
it's what we wanted to do. So we were lucky at that kind of side of things, where if we were attached to somebody, they might say, oh, you need to do this and this and this. So we kind of have a lot of control, and we have a nice little democracy going on in the band in terms of what we do, and so it's a good little system that works.
Excellent.
That democracy takes longer, I think.
Democracy does take longer.
That is the way of the nature of the situation, all right. But so this then, the Lost Souls, is a very good indication of not necessarily what all of your music is like, but what you at your most honest. This is what it sounds like, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
They're most horrible.
Wow.
It's kind of a dark song. We have other songs that are a bit brighter and happy.
No,
but
not really. All their songs are about death and.
Well, the
and,
music sounds nice. You don't get
Yeah.
your morbid lyrics.
Yeah.
They're nice.
But it is, if people like Lost Souls, then they
probably
easily
will
fall
like
into the
this.
other ones,
Yeah.
because it's just one of those tracks. It's in kind of it's a strange kind of vibe to it, but it
Cool.
works really well.
Okay, excellent. Would you be so good as to play that track for us?
Yeah,
Sure.
and I count it in.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
No laughing, no dancing, no fun in the rain. We'll never be happy again. Afraid at the seams, we're coming apart. This is to suffer alone for the art we are lost. Souls sucked in black. stuck in black.
Yep, I'm still in here with HyperGiants, still with no the in front of their name.
Might have one by the end.
Maybe. No, thanks a million for that track. So that's Lost Souls, which is currently available from iTunes, obviously.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to check it out up there, they can and download it.
Excellent, thank you.
99 cent.
99 cents.
Buy it twice.
Yeah.
Or 3 times.
Buy it
We
as many
bought it
times.
several times.
Yeah.
How many times will people have to buy it for you to put it in front of the HyperGiants?
7 million.
7 million.
7
I'd,
Yeah,
I'd
that-
I'd do it for less than
Would you?
7 million.
Okay,
I'd do
yeah.
it for like, you know, a couple of grand. I'd do it for.
Yeah.
take
Okay.
4 or 5
Well.
sales on iTunes.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Fine.
So work away. Also, if you want to text into the show, 087 69 44 500 is the way that you can give us a text right now and, you know, support the band and say, well
Tell
done,
us
lads.
how bad you think we are.
Good things. Only good things. So, yeah. So tell me, you're saying that it's not really, like, Lost Souls, obviously, we were talking, it's like 3/4 time. It's not, usually would your music be strange time signatures?
No.
No,
That's
it's
the only one.
yeah, it's the only one,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't be a very technical band in that kind of
Okay.
respect, where we kind of work out what we're doing. Literally, you know,
I know what you mean, though.
You know,
we
we
don't
only started an
we
hour
don't
and a
sit
half
down
ago.
and kind of go, well, we're going to write a song in 3/4. You know, we just
Yeah.
kind of Jonathan will come in with a song with a verse and a chorus, and Laura will put something down, and I'll play off of what Laura's doing and just go with what feels right for the song, which is something that we kind of learned over playing in other bands with each
Yeah.
other. That rather than forcing out, like, you know, oh, let's plan out a definite part for the track
Right,
or whatever.
yeah.
We just it feels good, and if it feels good to us, then we kind of hope that other people like it as well. You know.
We like to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it
We
simple,
wouldn't be
stupid.
like, we're okay musicians, we're not amazing, so we just play to our strengths, you know, and
Okay.
just try to make it about
Well,
the
you're
song
pretty
more than
amazing,
anything else. Oh, thanks.
No, you
That's
play
that's
bass,
okay.
you play guitar, you play drums, piano.
We don't
That-
play piano.
That's another thing. Obviously, you're playing acoustically for us tonight, but obviously the sound when it's electric and it's full on, it's a lot more, what would you say, aggressive, I guess, in some
Oh,
ways.
Yeah, it's a lot
yeah,
more
it's
aggressive.
Loud, yeah,
It's loud. It's a weird kind of mix. It's loud in your face, but it's really melodic. Like Jonathan's melodies and Laura's melodies with him and her harmonies, and just lift that kind of element out of the real heavy rock kind of rut. So it's not like it's pop rock.
Yeah,
with-
well,
with-
it's not pop rock, but if you strip us down, like, you know, we're only really doing what the Beatles did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? They wrote really very simple songs and put a band around it. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
there's
true.
No
So you're saying we're like the Beatles?
better.
Just as good?
yeah.
As a three-piece band, like, do you find, you know, is there a way that a three-piece band works? Because there's, you know, say if you've got a 5-piece band, there's a lot of different layers there. Do you
Yeah.
find it easier to gel your music when there's 3 pieces? You know,
It does make it simpler, I suppose, when,
Yeah.
when you're just jamming it out.
Mm.
When it comes time to go into the studio, we have to put a lot of work into, you know, layering it and writing parts that weren't there because we only have the opportunity to play one part each, obviously,
Yeah.
when we're playing live. So.
or when you're working with a choir, should I
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had that lovely choir with us.
Well, I think there's a scope for us to have a choir, an orchestra.
There's room,
But
yeah.
you have worked with a choir, though, have you?
Yeah.
We did a gig in February, a charity gig for Fibblestown School, the Jonix School,
Oh, cool.
and to raise money for some iPads. And
Nice.
we had a gospel choir, gospel-esque is what they're called, but they're changing their name. They were doing some Beatles songs, we did some Beatles songs, and then they sat in with us for our original songs. So there was
Right, yeah.
That was
um,
loads of fun.
yeah, and there was
Yeah, really
room.
good.
You know, there was room. Maybe not on the stage, but there was room in the
Yeah,
song
yeah.
for them to fit in. You know, and
Yeah.
I think that's the way Jonathan and Laura put the stuff together. That you can slot stuff in very easily because it hangs in the air and you
Yeah.
can fill it with what you
Well,
want.
we
then,
don't
you know.
we don't overcomplicate the songs. You
Mhm.
know, if you leave a simple melody is a lot more effective than a complicated melody.
There's a lot to be said for that, all right.
You know,
If it's going to work simple,
Yeah.
you know, if it's going to work simple, then it's good, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tell me, is there somebody who writes most of the music or has most of?
That'd
Yeah.
be Jonathan
Yeah,
here.
me.
Yeah. Jonathan putting his hand up on radio like that.
yeah,
Yeah, he probably writes about 50 songs a week, fair to say.
yeah.
Quite proactive in that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I write too many songs. We can't process them. So it's a case of picking what we think is the best one, but necessarily what we pick mightn't be the next best one at all, because it's often where we'll take something that we've rejected 2 years ago, or and then we'll bring it back out and be the best song ever, which happened recently with a song.
Yeah, one of our songs now, it's kind of become our favourite. Jonathan wrote it about, was it 5 or 6 years ago?
Yeah.
And it didn't work at the time. The band we were in was a bit of a different feel. And
Right.
we just started playing it there recently, and now it's our favourite one, so it's
But
good.
we're not
He's
playing
a
it
handyman
tonight.
to have around with all those songs.
So they'll have to come and see you live.
Yeah, you have to come and see us. It's interesting how we've kind of evolved, and the music, like some of the music we're picking from years ago, and going, oh yeah, that really works. And
Just
it's
to
not.
show that I'm way ahead of you two.
I guess there's a shift in what's around as well. I guess so. Sometimes songs that you have now maybe aren't what isn't what's big now, or
Oh, we
what
don't
people
care what's big now.
Grand.
We really don't.
You're almost working against the stream in some ways.
If you do focus on what's now, by the time next year comes, you'll be out of date.
Most definitely agree with you. Yeah.
So what we're hoping is that hopefully fashions will come round to us for a little while.
Maybe
But
they'll change what could
Yeah,
be
you know.
Yeah.
someday.
we will have stayed where we are, doing the thing that we are.
But the way that we put the songs together, like the melodies and the hooks are all there. So that's basically what a pop single is anyway. Something with a nice melody and a nice hook, and when you read into the lyrics and stuff, they're there. Like there's depth there, and there's stuff in there that on a simple melody line you don't hear. But if you were to sit down and read the lyrics or sit down and listen to them properly, you'd hear there's more depth there. It's not just happy shiny pop. It's obviously Lost Souls isn't, but the other songs could be construed as that, even though they're not.
Right. Yeah.
I
Excellent.
think there's huge emotional scope in the stuff. So I think it'll get people anyway.
And when you go to write, like you say, you're very proficient, or you write a lot of songs very quickly. Like how does that just happen for you? Does it just come?
Yeah,
from
I
nowhere,
don't
or
stop thinking.
It's a stream of conscience type thing.
There are people in my life that think I have Asperger's or something weird like that, because it's all I think about. I don't.
Okay.
I'm just completely focused on it. I don't think I've got Asperger's, though. I think I'm
I think
fairly.
you might have a touch of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people though who would say, "Oh wow, if I wrote one song or 2 songs a week, that'd be great for me." But so it must be great for you from a perspective of being able to sit down.
Yeah,
and
but
these...
most of them I bring in, I'll bring in a bunch of songs and I'll go, what do you think of this one? No.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one? No.
Okay.
What do you think of this one? No.
We
so-
try to spare your feelings.
Yeah,
But
we're-
like when
Well, we don't.
generally one out of every batch you bring in, we love. So
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And it's not as if it's a fully formed song. Like if we don't like it and it doesn't make it to the band, I think you go and you finish it off yourself for yourself. But the songs, he might come with a verse and chorus and go, okay, here we go. What do you think of this? And he'll have a melody line and stuff, and it may go into the pile for him to finish later.
Sounds like a good way of doing
Do you know what I hate though is when I'll have a bunch of songs and there'll be one song I really won't like, and they'll love it. You know what I mean? And then it becomes part of the set, and then the audience loves it. And then I'm stuck singing these songs for the next 2 years.
It's probably a good thing though that we're a 3-piece, because we do a little vote, it's inevitably 2 against 1. So that's if we had a 4-piece, then it's someone sitting on the fence. And, you know.
That's good.
So it works. It works.
No, it works against me an awful lot.
Yeah, but it worked for Laura and me, so it's
it definitely did.
Yeah.
Excellent. Could I get another track from you?
yeah, sure.
Okay, we
Yeah.
do Halogen.
Halogen.
Cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit before you play it what the track's about, or is there?
I can tell you what it is. I happened to see somebody pass away.
Okay.
Right now, I kind of figured what was going through their, what must they have been thinking? What are the last things that they?
That's
see
pretty
and
deep.
think?
Yeah, it's a cheery number.
Yeah.
Okay, take it away.
I was
Deceptively
being as
cheery.
respectful as possible to that person, just put myself in that person's shoes.
It's going to be your next single as well. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, work away.
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Halogen, straight lines, speeding past sleepy eyes. Oxygen is pumping, sedatives are dripping in, out of my body and out of my head. It's the last beat of the heart. 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 Last beat of the heart.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks a million for that.
Bit too dark, I think.
I don't know. It's quite deep though. It's you know, it's not just happy go fun, obviously, but it's an interesting look at it.
Yeah, it's
It's something we're all going to have to experience at some stage,
Yeah.
isn't it?
True that.
scares the bejesus out of me. So it's something
Mm.
that I definitely have a mortal fear.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it stays with me quite a lot. So, you know, right now I'm running around trying to do everything I can do in life because I've realised one day I'll die. You know, it's
Yeah.
so, and it's a lot in the music actually. You know, and I'm sorry if I depress people or make people think about horrible things, but
It's honest.
mm,
Nobody can say anything about that. It's like it's not. It is honest. If people want to check you out online, you've got different bits and pieces that
Yeah,
people
we're
can check
on-
you out on.
We're online all over the place. We have a website, hypergiants.net.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Facebook. We're on
Is the
Reverb
Facebook
Nation.
just .com/hypergiants?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same for Reverb Nation. SoundCloud.com/hypergiants.
Yeah, we just wanted to listen to the track before buying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Making that big.
there is a hypergiants.com.
.net.
.net.
Yeah.
Don't go to hypergiants.com, it doesn't exist.
Maybe it's
It probably
the,
does, but it's
Yeah.
the Hypergiants. So, you know,
Yeah.
Cool.
The name is from astrology though. From Laura's reading Stephen Hawking's books.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I didn't understand it or anything. but I
Okay.
came across the word, yeah.
and it's a type of star though, is it? Or
It
The
is.
star explodes just
it
before it
is what.
explodes.
Yeah,
Biggest
before
point
it
reaches.
goes supernova, it goes hypergiant.
Right.
So you get like blue, green, red, yellow, and white hypergiants, and
Okay.
they're I think was it 106 times brighter than our sun.
Well,
Yeah, who cares?
it's pretty
Yeah.
scientific.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You're a band full of all sorts of
Yeah.
different facts and deep thoughts.
You know, people just think it's a bunch of giants that have eaten too much Smarties, you know, and they're running around like.
Yeah.
Some people think it's hyper joints.
Yeah.
That actually.
Yeah.
Well, we were expecting these really tall people to be
Yeah.
coming in, really hyper, but we're happy we got you.
Full of probably after drinking loads of coke.
Yeah.
I didn't drink
Running
any
around the
Coke
place.
You didn't
today.
drink any coke
No.
today? Okay, yeah. Red Bull.
Had a Lucasade at one
Lucas
point.
said, yeah. We kind of, yeah, we've done quite a few late gigs. We did a really good gig there recently in Dime Store.
Yeah, Dime Store is a great night.
Great
actually.
night, really good guys. Same guys that do Knock and Stock, and
Yeah.
the guys played it last year.
We might have been playing that a little bit slower than we normally do because it's so late.
Yeah, I think we did a stream of gigs. We did Primal Jelly on a Wednesday night, and we didn't go on stage at like 12. And then we did a really good gig in Navan in Beggy's called Jamrock, and we didn't
Cool.
go on till 12:30. And then the Friday night we were supporting the Mighty Steph in Captain's Live in Blanchardstown, and we were sitting down eating dinner. We're like, okay, we're all going to bed straight after this. We were all so wrecked, but. That's the difficulty with what we do is because we all have day jobs.
Yeah.
You know.
When the single came out, suddenly I found myself we found ourselves doing 4 gigs in 1 week.
Mm.
Right.
I think I was exhausted.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you've got full-time jobs, and this is
Yeah.
basically another full-time job when you're doing...
Can be
Yeah.
tiring, yeah. I like my sleep too.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
didn't go
good.
to the
Yeah.
movies.
It's
That'd
good
be
though, but-
awesome, wouldn't it? Just go to cinema sometime.
Yeah, we should do
John,
that.
Jonathan's got 2 kids as well. I
Don't
know
say
how
that
he
in
fits
there.
it
I'm
in.
allowed to say that in there.
No? Should have told me, sorry.
Oh, is it? Is the record label? You're still single, is it?
Yeah.
And all the girls love you. Yeah.
Tell me about gigs that you have coming up in the next while and where people can check you out.
We've got St. Patrick's Day in Captain's Live
Yeah.
in Blanchardstown,
That's in
supporting
Blanchardstown.
Machine
Yeah,
Gun
good
Baby
bands
and
playing with us
yeah,
there.
the Bambeer and Explosions on the Road. So there's a few good bands there. Our next one then, I think we're doing.
We're doing a potato-y one. on a Sunday.
Sunday
We're
roast.
doing the Sunday
That's
roast.
the one.
That's the one. That's the 27th of May.
We're doing another dime store one in next month. I have no idea what day
Yeah.
it is.
We're
You should have come
doing.
in with a fact sheet.
Yeah,
with all this
yeah.
stuff. You know, you could have got caught
We're
off guard with this.
doing the back alley in Trim. It's in Lynch's Motor Bar on the 5th of May. That'll
Cool.
be a really, really good night. The guys down there are just wild crack, and it's
Yeah.
kind of good for Jonathan and me. It's kind of close to home, so we'll actually be able to go out and enjoy ourselves. Laura, you don't.
I
have
won't
to.
be. There's loads of drives. Those country
Yeah.
guards are.
Those guys. Those
Yeah,
guys.
I
Not as
love
good.
those guards.
Just in case you get stopped on the way out.
Those
So-
guards are great.
All of those gigs, though, they're listed up on HyperGiants.
They're on, we've got a festival at the end of August, the Ballinamore Free Finge Festival
Cool.
in Leitrim, so that'll be good crack, and then we're hoping to.
We also have another gig. Actually, it might be worth mentioning. It's Kjol for Cayley?
Kjol for Cayley, the 21st of July in the Round O in Navan. It's a charity gig for a girl. I think she had an operation. It was an operation.
Aftercare. So she's only
Aftercare. She's only a small child. They had to
Okay.
do an operation to get her legs fixed so she could walk. And this
Cool.
is an aftercare gig, so it's really good. I
It's
think
for a good cause. So.
yeah
The bands are amazing. Like they've got the Bogey Boys, us.
yeah
Yeah.
nice yeah.
Yeah.
No, there is. It'll be a good night, and all the money goes to charity. And there'll be 2 stages, and there's acoustic and electric stage and stuff. And we've been lucky. We've fallen in with quite a lot of nice crowds. Like the
Yeah.
guys in Dime Store are awesome. The guys in Primal Jelly are awesome.
Yeah.
The guys in Beggies and Navan are awesome. You know, we're looking to get out and do more gigs around the country.
The guys and captains.
The guys in Captain's Live are very
That's
nice.
it. Get all
Very
these
good
plugs
too.
in.
Yeah, they give us free food.
Excellent.
Don't say that. Because every band will want free food.
You can't have steak though.
You can't have
That's
steak.
kicking
There's
the
no
teeth.
steak. Yeah. But yeah, no, we've been lucky with the kind of people that we've been kind of that like us and get in with us, and we're hoping to do kind of some gigs up in Dundalk and Mullingar. Hopefully after the Leitrim slot, we'll do some more over there.
And if anybody wants, if they're listening in and you
Yeah,
want to
Leitrim or-
book these guys for a gig, whereabouts can they get in contact?
You can contact us through hypergiants.net.
Yeah,
Yeah.
through the
Or
website.
the
There's a
Gmail.
contact form. There's a contact form on the website. That'd be the best place, and we'll get back to you fairly quickly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, we're going to have to finish up in a second. You're going to play another track for us, I think, before you go.
Yeah.
But just to remind people to check you out on facebook.com/hypergiants. That's hyper with a Y, which I think is the normal way it's spelled.
Yeah.
And it's not the Hypergiants, just one more time to get that in there. And hopefully you'll come back into us again soon.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Lovely,
Thank you very
Come
much for
back
having us.
tomorrow if you
Yeah.
want.
It sounds like you've got a really busy, good few gigs set up already. So
Yeah,
we look forward to having you back in. We usually leave about 6 or 8 months between bands coming back in, but it'd be great to have you back in.
We'd
We'd
love
love
to
to have
come
it back
back,
in.
thank you.
That's when
Excellent.
we've had our other 2 number ones.
Yeah. And you're big all over the country and all over iTunes again.
Yeah.
But fair play, lads. I wish us the best, and lady, sorry.
That's all right.
I wish us the best of success. Thanks a million for coming into us. What are you going to finish off with?
We are going to
Manifesto.
finish with a song called Manifesto.
Excellent. Hypergiants.net. This is Manifesto.
Can it in there, John?
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's in my... We're going to start at the same time?
Yeah,
No?
go on.
Okay, right, cool. We'll do it one
That
more
was
time.
just a tester, you know.
Live radio.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's in my hand, a week of fail. There's no point to this pretense. Forgive me, Lord, for wanting more. To put my face to the score. Can we love like lovers? Can we wreck this band? Can we live like heroes outside our heads? I long to. I long to. My rock and roll is my telephone. My weary heart is just a song. As good as gold, but it's not pure.